There's still decent targets on the enemy team, but if this was a Senna, I think the Jarvan is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Because you have a guaranteed way to lock down the enemy AD carry.
It is absolutely ridiculous. The true tanks on the top side of the map, you could say that maybe the range is going to be a bit of a problem. That's why Victor has always done decently well into the Rise, and there's not really anything that can challenge what Faker is going to be able to produce here on the Rift. So that could be a difficulty here for KT, but I'm looking at a whole lot of cohesion here on KT Rolster's side, and they have engaged from just about everywhere. That feels like months ago, years ago, eons ago, and that doesn't matter now. What matters now is how well you play today. Let's get on.
For them to actually figure out that this Sion is missing.
Well, there's the knockup from Doran immediately. Doctom trying to get out of there, but Peter, he is just dead. Carry going to take the long way around as Doctom throws some sticks into him, but that is the value already. And this, it's a tale as old as time. We've seen this Sion play for so many years. Man, this is, I couldn't believe that he even got Doctom there as he was right on the edge. That Q, man, the hitbox, it's kind of Nautilus-esque. As BDD just saying it's okay.
BDD looking for a possible roam, does get spotted, but they are quite low. Guma has his sums, but I think they can look to dive here.
I mean, he's just walking in. The Rune Prison is going to be so powerful as flashes come out everywhere, and there is another kill onto Doctom to start this one off. A 1-for-1, but T1 will 100% take that. So we'll see who's going to be able to get there in time as Carrier making his way out, and that Control Ward not going to see the Elise, who does poke her head out now. There is the CC eaten, but Perfect taking so much damage here underneath the turret. And Carrier off to the side. Here's the on-horn though, is Perfect looking for the angle. He'll get it, but the Ignite's still ticking down. Owner is making his way in though, and I don't know what Perfect's going to be able to quite do here.
He's healing up slowly. BDD so far away.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to be able to do, and if that was any other support, maybe he'd be okay, but it's an Elise, and so she just executes it.
Comp really shines is in 5v5s. Skirmishes, I think T1 kind of have them beat. There's so much burst available, but in longer fights, as even with the proxy, Doran's going to TP in.
Yeah, KT do manage to get two of these grubs though, as Cocoon going to connect. And it is onto Peter, actually. I think that was the real Peter, as they do secure the one singular grub.
I don't know if that's worth TPing for.
Oh dear, Doran is in an awkward spot.
That's a TP for a single grub.
Gonna be okay. KT looking for Dragon number 2 here, as it's going down lower and lower. Remember, it's Smite and Ren, so that is going to be a guarantee. Enough sticks in there to lock that one down.
That's hack stack.
Oh my god, okay. We are starting off pretty strong here. I was a little bit worried because it was, what, Cloud and the Ocean. It could have been a Chemtech as, all right, Doran, tanking up the turret because he can. But Faker is coming on over, and Perfect could be in trouble yet again. Doesn't manage to get the Bellows Breath off quite in time, as Doran slowed down for quite some time there and does have to flash, as there's the knock-up onto Owner, and he'll go down! The follow-up is now here as BDD looking to hold Faker in position. He does so, as Cuz is going down lower and lower. BDD still trying to kite as best he can, and there is Doran zoning him out with that Q. Yep. And there is Faker moving down from this top lane. Does deal with the minion wave, and there's the teleport in. Like you say, Perfect does have that ram available. And that's going to need to get the value. Let's see whether Cuz can win this 50-50 as he gets in. The train going to completely miss here as another one comes through and gets a double knock-up. Owner in the sky forever. Cuz gets the Peter down, and oh my god, Peter with the Pop Blossom. BDD off to the side though, unable to find the value in T1. Still standing up, but they've lost one extra in the fight. And I don't think they want this 3 versus 4.
And walking in and out of range has so much Fred. It's Faker and BDD.
It's a little bit dangerous. The gravity field not doing anything at all here as BDD walking towards that brush. There's a lot of spell flux being built up here, but Faker is able to walk it up the flash forward, and he's able to get the flash out of the Victor. That could be relevant later on in the story. And T1, they do have control of the area. You have to imagine that KT are feeling pretty good about fighting for this one.
Oh, they're going to.
Yep, Control going to be taken down as Cuz face checks. Does have Warrior Trickster, but doesn't have half of his health bar now. This is dangerous. BDD moving in. Perfect on a flank angle, but not quite here in time. As they do manage to get the slowdown. The ram! Perfect with the sick play! As the Dragon is now forgotten. Perfect trying to get out of there. The Pop Blossom somewhat interrupted. His Owner going down so low, but gets the drive-by smite to deny the soul point. Still, these health bars are so extraordinarily low, and Cuz is just spinning around in the Dragon Pit for some reason. He flashes to get himself out of the way, and KT They find one pick, they lose no one, but the Dragon goes to T1 and it's so important.
Not giving KT really an opportunity to respond. If you're trying to fight your way for these choke points.
There's the run wall forward as BDD. He puts the spider up into the sky. Gumayushi has to Valkyrie to get himself out of the way as Peter may have overstepped as the Fate's Call needs to be invested. And the train comes on through the block from Peter. I don't even know whether he needed to do that. It was the clone anyway. They take down Doran. The train is going to set up the onto everyone as KT look to put T1 in the ground. The Arcane Storm doing a fair bit of work there though. And once again, the trade is not actually that bad here for T1 as the 2 damage dealers still left alive. Not with any frontline though. They do have to be a bit careful as Doctum throwing sticks around, and that is going to be perfect, going for a bit of a reset. Once you get that health bar up high enough, has a minute and a half left on the Drake. That fight!
Peter hits them, but there's no follow-up, and it looks like I spoke too soon. They're too late on the Dragon.
Yeah, Blade of the Ruined King does come in, but yeah, this Dragon should be taken because of Cycloning. Never mind, it's going to be a 50-50. Let's see who's going to be able to take it down. It's Ona that locks it up as Doran will sacrifice himself because so exceptionally low. And somehow the Scion is still alive. PDD right in amongst it. He is going to have to be the one-man army though as T1 are running them over. And PDD cannot do it alone. KT just kind of throw it away in the river.
Oh, Peter.
Yeah, looking for an angle. There's the Pop Blossom. Collects onto 1 as Faker goes gold, and the knockup is avoided there as well as Ona is going to be the target. They take him down, and now they're looking for a bit of a reset. Warrior Trickster there to try and get Cuz out of the way. Another fantastic shape splitter as BDD is interrupted. The Baron helps out as the Rocket takes down the Scion. Wait, it takes down the Rise, but the Scion is also going to be dead. So, a 1 for 2 in favor of KT, but losing BDD is such a big deal.
Spider's hunting.
Yeah, carrier, but there are little Krugs in the way. Yeah, Peter is just in position. Okay, this would be absurd, but it's just going to be because he has Smite. He's able to take that one out.
If that was a Cho'Gath, that would have been way more tense.
Yeah.
Again, the damage he's been doing in these fights, same with Guma. If they don't get targeted, is used as
okay, Doctum. He's thrown
dead.
so many sticks in here, and yeah, Carrier is going to break his stopwatch, but that only buys a couple of seconds, and he was just caught napping. As they do see it, Owner is going to be over here, but you can see the Goon Squad to stop him from coming in, and my God, that Baron did not last very long.
Like the mid turrets and the inner, I think you take that.
Yeah, well, Q not going to quite find Peter here as okay. They managed to lock down the On. Perfect, gets himself out of there though. Health bar now in tatters, but still. T1, they lose their turret. They do not lose any of their base structures. Wukong loves it. The Ornn loves it. And the Nico especially likes it. They don't like this though as a Cocoon does go down. Cuz getting on into the pit here and it's just gone. That's going to be Hextech. Soul as the Ram comes in. Triple knockup. As now they're just going to be backing away. Faker in a decent position as Ona going forward. Tries to find it once again, but he gets knocked up. The Cyclone onto everyone. The Pop Blossom as well. His gorgeous follow-up. As the flash out from BDD is trying to keep himself alive. His Doctum is now untouched. Hopping around the fight. Gumayushi not going to get rendered down this time. However, KT have found the angle and Guma doesn't have the option. The train leader will be taken down, but KT, they have 4 left, and they're looking to knock down the Nexus here in game number 1.
That was almost 10k damage from both AD carries, Atlas!
That was insane, and I thought when Gumayushi was left alive with just a sliver, maybe there'd be a chance, but unfortunately, the rest of T1 just got wiped out.
And KT on red side.
Oh, Doctum.
The 5v5 comp.
He is feeling himself here today, and that should be a scary sign for T1 fans as KT stay undefeated.
If we don't try to play and end the game now, it's not going to happen.
That's hyper carry damage graph for Doctum on the Callista. It's something that even in games where Callista wins,
what does
you don't see numbers
anything
like that.
You know, like this up, and then you go down, and then you go up, and then you...
Yeah, it's a bit roller coaster-y.
What does that remind you of, Atlas?
Yeah, the roller coaster ends in the basement here, but thankfully that's where KT wanted it to go. It was going to be J4.
Into Jhin, I like it. Jhin, Nocturne, both of those can kind of struggle.
And there it is.
J4 is just so damn good. The 2v2 is also very good, very strong. KT just how do they get this on the red side? Obviously, I think the Akali into Ahri, Ahri was the blind pick that where a bit of a gamble was taken by KT.
Yep.
And I think the bot lane matchup in the 2v2 is also fine. But looking at the 5 champions that KT have,
it's kind of exactly what they wanted.
How does this happen?
Well, I think it's because they're really good at a lot of different stuff. And I think you're looking at the bans. I think the Tahm Kench maybe stands out as something they didn't necessarily need to take away, but removing that from their opportunities, taking away that layer of safety from Doctom is important. That being said, I just think that KT, they've had so much practice on red side. Their red side drafting has just gotten really good. Going into the loading screen, I think you and I, in that game, we're also saying, well, this could be questionable. We don't necessarily know. And then he just won. Let's see whether they can do it again. So jump into the rift. As BDD being aggressive, this is what we expect in this lane.
Hook shot, Scuttle, and Scuttle had a shield, and then when you stunned it, the shield went away.
Yep.
As we have a dive imminent here onto Doran, who does not have flash. We'll see if he's able to vacate. Looks like he might be too slow.
Yeah,
oh boy.
The equalizer in perfect position. There's a headbutt pole. He's chained CC, but he does get a decent exhaust onto the perfect champion. As the teleport comes in, Doctom trying to keep the damage down. The carrier with that unsealed spellbook just going to get KT out of here. But now 4 versus 2, a possibility for a redive.
They have to dive, kind of, because top lane is just getting hammered. Owner's Hero Volt! The counter dive is ready!
Yeah, the paranoia set up, and KT, they don't even know that he's here just yet. There's the paranoia going down. They catch them underneath the turret as Doran. So low, but he keeps himself alive. And Doctom going to be taken out. The flash is immediate after Cuz as Owner gets on over there. The headbutt to try and save the Jarvan. They might be able to do that, but it is still a lost play for KT unless BDD can make something happen. And he almost does here as there's the flash forward. The flash away from Faker, and he keeps himself up.
Goes in.
Can he look for it? Can he actually find the 1v1? Is now BDD. He needed to avoid that one, the last auto, and BDD makes it happen.
Now, grubs are being taken here. We might have another team fights on our hands. Peter has his ultimate, so does Owner.
Yep, first 2 already taken. Paranoia comes on through here as the Cow trying to defend the rest of his team. The Pulverize is good. The Paranoia does nothing. Owner's just going to be taken out. Another kill for BDD. A cataclysmic engage from Cuz as Faker has got into the Shroud. Carrier looking to get out of there with that added mobility. And that is almost Faker taken down.
The arrow!
Piercing arrow. And it's Carrier that's the target, and Doctom doesn't quite find it. Oh god, this is so scary. Faker.
Peter's on the way. Again.
Gotta clear this one out.
Oh.
Yeah, Peter getting into position, and they decide that they're going to pull the trigger. The flash still available here as the exhaust. It goes down. The charm is decent, and Gumayushi going to be able to lock down the kill. My god, the turret does so much damage now that it's charged up. The Cuz is going to trade it for a dragon.
Even into Nocturne, I think you get a ton of value out of that. It's perfect. Might be in trouble here. Carry on the way.
Let's see what he can do here. No flash available as he'll just get knocked up and will get taken down. No scrap shield. Well, actually did have it, but it's just not going to be able to do enough there. Snip, snip goes Doran. Cuz gets here a little bit late. And the Gwen, we need to keep our eyes on her. She's going to be such a problem for KT. Piercing arrow coming down is now Doran looking to start off the fight. The exhaust comes through, but Doran not really getting too much done. Is now so deep his owner, but he takes down the Varus and flashes away. There's that cataclysm we were talking about, but they've lost so much of the damage. There it is from Faker, finds the ulti, but doesn't go in on the backflip towards Cuz. Didn't want to sacrifice himself, and in fact, they've got their pick. They're happy with it.
But more gold going into the pockets of T1. Herald also possibly giving them the opportunity to set up for a mid lane turret take.
Yeah.
Pretty far behind, and we need to see this actual combo of the equalizer and the power and teamfight that has to be used.
They're going in. They're going to find the angle once again as, yep, Doctom not allowed to play the game. As once more, Carrier goes forward, finds the quickness one more time. The equalizer this time is going to come in. The Pulverize on top as they take down Doran, but it's a 2-for-1. KT still fighting uphill, and there is a stun on the BDD. Locking him down. He gets under the turret. That is still a man advantage here for T1, and a dragon free for the taking.
And the heroics from Peter means that the fight isn't a blow-up, but T1's still so happy with that.
The work done, and even though he got taken down in the last fight, he got so much value for it as, yeah, this is not the value for KT, although a lot of movement speed, even though he's pretty scared, still not going to be enough to save the Rumble, goes to 0-4. Going to win inside lanes against anyone that KT has. There it is. There's that conversation that we were going to have about that one as, what? Doran just died to Krugs because he felt like it. That's what just happened. Do you want that again? He just died to Krugs.
No, I'm sorry, I don't understand. Can you repeat that?
He died to Krugs because he felt like it.
I don't get it.
Oh, right. Well, he died. Well, Faker is going in. Let's see what Cuz can do about it as the paranoia comes down. I think Doctom's dying, ladies and gentlemen. Jonas Strong didn't even need to zoom out, although Doctom able to sidestep. He survived! It is such huge character development here as it's now Rift Herald being used to try and get Ona out of trouble, and it's going to work just fine. That was pretty cute. All of T1 will survive, and we've got the Rift Herald coming out one more time, looking to wander down the mid lane. They're not going to get a whole lot of value for it, but it keeps the Nocturne up, and that is enough value for Shelly. Oh, God. Okay, well, let's see whether Cuz can get in there. Of course, it's a job, and he can travel a lot of distance. As Doran going on over, they do manage to take it down. Cuz goes in maybe a little bit too late, and the Deadly Flourish comes on through, but Carrier is already dead. Cuz getting taken down lower and lower as they get in, but Doctom still goes down. Doran in trouble. He will be taken out, but not before he gets his stake. And now Ona coming on in. BDD not able to get out of the way, and that is another one. Gumayusi cleans up, and T1 just watching KT circling this drain, looking to see whether they can fully flush it this time. Vision going down into this brush, multiple wards coming on in, but the control ward's certainly working out here for KT.
So much damage.
Misses the charm. And just watch for the Deadly Flourish. Doran dashing forward, finds that snip, and there are the curtains. Gumayusi just making sure that they are unable to get anywhere near this, but that is going to be the pickoff onto Carrier. The auto is in the air, and BDD is able to lock it down. Now he gets another charge. Gumayusi taking a bit of damage. The Nocturne is the one that secures this dragon for T1 though. And now T1 look for the re-engage. The hail of arrows is from the grave as the Nocturne, the Jhin, the damage is coming through, and Faker with the perfect execution going to help lock down this Jarvan. Cuz nothing he can do. And T1, they are just going from strength to strength.
And Mountain Drake, when you're ahead, I think just feels amazing as Doran.
Okay,
They're trying to collapse.
Yeah, getting that flank angle as Doran almost kills perfect before anything happens as BDD continues to be the only one with kills on his team. The trade for the Baron looking to come in as Doctom. Unfortunately, he was on vision of the enemy team. The Shuriken backflip comes through, and Faker is going to be able to lock that one down as KT. Looking to try and answer still. Peter is in position now, but another Deadly Flourish can hold the cow in position.
They got to try and find a fight. Yep. Now that Doran is dead. But I don't think they're going to get one. T1 disengages again.
It could be a good angle, though, as he goes into the mist. Peter does have an unbreakable will. And now they're looking to try and turn this one. The spell shield just doesn't quite work there from Ona as he gets over the wall. He's inside the Cataclysm. The Pulverize, no, it's a grand entrance from Carrier that locks them down. There's the Pulverize, but it's too late, and it does not do anything. BDD, though, he's got a really cool hat, and he's got some resets. Gumayusi is Captain Jack, though. He cleanses it, and he's able to get the triple kill here for T1. They're looking for a Baron, and I don't think KT are coming back in this one.
Kill him. It's kind of insane as a...
In the meantime, we've got another engage here from Ona, who oh my god, okay, Gumayusi, those bullets are doing a little bit too much as they know exactly where KT's bread's buttered. It's BDD, and he is just going to get obliterated.
Right, like we're going really ham on our solo laners, and really anything else is... guys,
okay, yeah, but Pulverize, they're going to see whether they can kill the Nocturne, who just turns the lights out. The quickness getting so much value, and KT, they haven't been able to take down Ona. He's still alive, as BDD just goes golden to watch him regen his health bar. Yeah, that's called Ona catching the kitchen sink and throwing it back at KT, and KT falling over. Doran, he might die, but I mean, right now KT are doing about as much work as the Krugs this game. And he doesn't even fall down. That's going to be it, guys. T1 gonna even out this series here in game number 2. And this is the T1 everyone wanted to see here in this road to MSI at Busan. A best of 3 now for all the marbles.
Chin bullets at your head, and that is the smooth and steady upwards and to the right, Atlas.
Yeah, this is T1 building their own roller coaster, but this is all just the preamble before you actually get to the ride itself. This is slowly but surely cruising towards the top, and that is precisely what they wanted to see. Well, the wife steal
into Ezreal. I don't know if you get quite as much value.
Oh, no. He's definitely memeing. He's memeing. It's Big Bad Brad. There we go.
So playing very focused on lane, and playing Talia into Bard is actually kind of obnoxious. That is one of the few champions that any champion, and Yorick as well in a side lane, without a dash, it's just obnoxious. It's so easy for the enemy team to collapse. T1 have obviously used this pick with great efficiency. When it comes to power picks, I take KT's side every time, right? Like, I'm looking at the Yorick, which is a top tier pick right now. I don't think the Renekton is really inspiring. I'm looking at Talia, who to me is the premier mid laner right now, that is in a winning matchup, even though she got counter picked. Bot lane is obviously tough in the 2v2, but it goes back to that game number 2 as well. This is a lot of comfort for T1. It's Faker on Azir, it's Keria on Bard, and maybe that's enough to take away some of the power of those picks that KT have gotten for themselves here.
Seeing what they can get done. This is going to be a big test for KT to try and bounce back. By how many of the Qs you weave through minions and hit your opponent. Winning, he wasn't allowed to play that champion. When he was losing, he wasn't allowed to play that champion. He's got another engage as level 2s have been hit across the board. Doctom still trying to fight here as Keria with the meep slap trying to get the work done as now Peter possibly overextended the flash forward. The flash in response from Peter. Oh! And first blood for Doctom. It will be a 1-for-1 as Gumayusi's able to lock that one down, and he does have the advantage in health.
It's a very mischievous tee Atlas.
Sometimes you just need to find the moment for a mischievous
No sums.
Okay, there's a magical journey for the Keria. Peter gonna get thrown back towards the enemy team, but yeah, as BDD had to flash away from Faker. What happened in mid? Oh, here's the replay. And so the seismic shove missed.
Yeah, it's the sidestep on the seismic shove.
Making this gold lead go up. First Mountain Drake going to be important as well. Just a standalone mountain, just giving you those extra stats. It's going to be feeling pretty nice. Perfect going to have to be a little careful, knowing that there are a few people on this bottom side as the teleport comes in.
Carry up.
Yep, slice and dice. And Ona has come on over with that boulder in hand. As Perfect, he's running the wrong way. He is definitely dead. It's just how much more work can he get done as he gets slammed into the wall, and it's even Gumayusi that's able to help pick up this kill. Couldn't have been worse. Here,
and all of these things.
Ooh. He's level 6, never mind. As okay, Ona coming in, driving forward. The Arcane Shift is fantastic. That's a decent True Shot Barrage as well, but now Peter is looking worse for wear. Winter's Wrath not going to quite get too much done as here is Faker! But he gets stunned up immediately! That was fantastically played, and they take down the Azir. They have to trade Peter for it, but man, that could have been so much worse for KT. Cuz read it like a book as Doran with that Dominus now proc. Doctom playing out of his mind, but he will get cosmically bound. And the magical journey will get T1 to safety. That's going to save it for the moment, and Faker, after that play, picks up an immediate Merc Shreds.
Leona very tanky, able to flash out as... Oh, Doran.
Oh, dear. Yeah, Seismic Shove going to throw the Renekton around here. As Peter should be able to hold him in position. And yep, they want to get the kill over to BDD. They do so successfully. And KT well and truly back on the horse.
I think we're really on that track right now, and Team 1's comp can still team fight. Skarner comps, you're never really going to count them out as well.
There's a flash in. It's a decent buffer as the Tempered Fate goes down. Ona looks for the crash onto Peter, and it doesn't get the stun as the exhaust doing so much work onto Cuz, but both junglers getting taken down so low. Gumayusi having to go so far forward as they do both fall, and the wall goes down. The flashes, they come in, and the Seismic Shove just barely missing onto Keria, and Faker decides, nah man, I ain't going in on that one. That was a very cute fake out, as my goodness, that could have been a disaster. Seismic Shove this time, he's going to connect, and Peter is there to follow up BDD with a big old rock right on top of the pigeon, and he goes down.
Just leave!
Yeah.
And we are back in the action, Atlas.
Let's do it again, baby! As the Ocean Drake down to 50%, Cuz in position. This is likely to be another 50-50, unless it's not. Ona is holding them in position while not a whole lot happens. He does manage to lock down the dragon, and they kill BDD. True Shot Barrage doing so much work, though, as there's a Cloud Soul. That's really cool. Still, it's Doctom with the kill. Cuz still wanting to find more. Has T1 in an awkward spot on the map. Cuz it's a 3 versus 3 as the flash forward comes in from Doran. And out goes Perfect. He has to flash, though, and Doran decides, all right, I guess I'll just kill your turret.
Cloud Soul.
Oh, dear. Doran is underneath the turret, and he just gets obliterated. Yeah, perfect. Not a whole lot he can do about that one.
Yeah, that's the only appropriate response.
It just is. The telecom war will dictate itself.
It exists.
All right, Seismic Shove going to collect. Carrier here momentarily. The Impale only onto Cuz, and he's okay with that as Faker goes in, but he doesn't find the angle for the Emperor's Divide because he doesn't have it yet. Seismic Shove connects, and Faker and Ona both go down. Dom doing so much damage as Doran is killing Perfect again in this bottom lane. Yeah, the Crocodile is going to become a huge problem, but KT do win a team fight. We can celebrate both, I guess, individually.
Guma obviously doesn't want to go down. That makes way more sense.
Yes.
So Perfect goes in to cancel the TP, but he's in a wave, so...
Yeah, he just dies.
You know what?
Actually, kind of in the context of that being a part of all of the other plays,
it's the deep flanking Doran. Or is it Doran dying? We don't know.
We're not sure, but he's near a Krug camp, and we know that that has been a problematic position for him. However, Owner is over here. Can they actually get in and save their Crocodiles? The Solar Flare comes through. Oh, the ulti goes to Narnia from Cuz. And there's the Impale. He finds the backline. He finds BDD. Dom turns up, but he's way too late. And the Tempered Fate will catch him. He does flash himself out of the way, and Dom, at least for now, is going to be able to stand his ground. And in fact, he's doing a lot of damage back. But they've lost their mid laner. They've lost their support. And T1 fighting back so well. All right, Cuz looking for a bit of an angle here as the Seismic Shove does pull him back. That is a lot of damage. The Tempered Fate holds him in position, though. It kind of nullifies the Impale at the same time, and there is a kill for the Yorick. The Emperor's Divide connects onto 3, but Faker is still taking so much damage, and Dom is untouched. True Shot Barrage not quite doing enough, and Doran gets on top of the Ezreal. No flash left. He's Cullen, the Meek, and that is exactly what KT are in the eyes of this Crocodile. T1 crushed the fight off the back of Doran, and he's underneath the turret yet again. Kumiushi possibly in a little bit of trouble as the turret, he's tanking it, so he's just dead. Now Doran having to run away, and Perfect is still alive. Cuz is now able to try and help him in this 1v1 as the Ghoulie Wall goes up, and the Crocodile might go down.
What are we doing?
I have no idea. I think they're all dead. He's now 3-3-2.
Yeah, why did we discount the team fighting Yorick, Atlas? That's on us.
Oh, because he was side laning. That's not what a Yorick's supposed to do. He's supposed to wait for the team fights.
So long. I guess they just get Nash, so I guess it's fine.
Yeah, I guess that's what happens.
That's a T1 Nash. Sorry, my bad, T1. All calculated.
Yeah. Still, T1 able to collapse.
They got to peel off or fight a good engage. He was used there by Carrier.
I think fighting away from this Crocodile is going to be an important thing, but Owner is going to come over and make it a 50-50. Doran taking a bit of poke damage as now Pino looking to go in the magical journey to try and bring them away as Docton doesn't find any joy with that True Shot Barrage, but he's taking so much damage here off to the side as it's Cuz that locks this one down. Doran trying to get himself out of there as Docton is moving forward. Carrier looking for an angle. And the Weaver's Wall going to lock him. Oh no, he's in a little baby cage, but he now turns BDD golden, and Owner is looking to get over the wall. They find BDD and lock him down. I don't know how that was orchestrated, but it worked out beautifully there for T1 as now Cuz walking into 4 people, but he gets towards his inner turret.
Can they leave? I'm not sure.
I don't know about this one yet. Docton doing so much damage. Every Mystic Shot is connecting because every point on the map is a T1 player for him to hit, but still, Kumiushi getting a lot of damage. And now it is just Peter that goes down. KT trying to get out of here, and they should be able to do so. This is an absolute mess, Chronicler.
And decelerating in a way.
Oh my god, so he gets the Cosmic Binding into the ult.
Yes. Mid-jump.
And he actually just called everything. The team fighting Yorick is ready to play.
Carrier!
Seismic Shove going to connect. They're looking for the chain CC onto the body. Flashes, but he's not going to get away. And that is another kill going over to Doctom.
Oh, Croc! Did they see him? He showed up!
The angle, and now Doctom having to deal with this prehistoric monster. Cuz looking for the re-engage, but he doesn't find the ulti. And it's a double for Guma. Doran now is a freight train, and T1. They launch their way forward. The Undertaker is going to have to be used for his own teammates. And Perfect, yeah, he's got a little cute Ghoulie Wall, but he's going to lose his mate, and he has no right fighting for this dragon that T1 are able to take down.
We're not going to call War from that. Yeah, this Celia Not quite having the impact. Peter goes in.
Okay, Emperor's Divide gonna throw him out. Another Glacial Prison gonna do nothing as Peter's life just goes away. That is an optimistic, magical journey, but when they're this far ahead, you may as well go for it. The culling is gonna cut down Doctom. And KT, that play looked like they just wanted to head towards the next game.
And they will. No shot that KT's able to hold on here. I was about to start making jokes about Elder Flips, Atlas.
Yeah, we don't need to, because we might be talking about an Elder Flip in a final game of this series if T1 are continuing to play like this. It's looking a little bit too one-y, but still, these Nexus turrets next to go down. They're going to take down Cuz before they end this game, as there is the ace. And it's Gumayusi that locks it up 13, 1, and 6. A renaissance for the 80 carry for T1 as this Nexus is going to go down. And match point for T1. Gumayusi 47k. An absolutely absurd performance from one of his best champions. This Lucian off the chain entirely. And KT, they're going to have to show us that there is something left in the tank if we are going to go to Silver Scrapes here today.
It just doesn't really inspire confidence. I do...
Okay, that's a
Wait.
Ziggs. So...
Okay, so nameplates off. Love this. Incredible pick.
Yeah.
Nameplates on. I'm not convinced. But I thought that about... I mean, the Lucian was a little different. That was a bit more of a little hesitation. If T1 plays towards Ziggs well, I think this is a slam dunk. You're playing a very low engaged composition on the enemy team into a Ziggs. Like Zion to Ziggs is just a nightmare. I think Doctom is not going to be able to play the game, and we saw what happened in game number 2.
Yeah. This has not been Gumayusi's bread and butter throughout his career to play these mages. That being said, it fits the playstyle, right? Like, he's basically AP Jin. BDD's got a few extra games on it over his career. Let's dive into it. Dive into game number 4, match point, T1.
I don't think he should ever be at threat to die, particularly with Unsealed Spellbook. And it also means that there are really good gank opportunities. Statements about mental state until we see some of the fights and decision-making, as we do have the fake out here. They don't know.
Yep, they dive on top of Carrier here, who does just crash his way down.
So there, KT trying to make use of the fact that there's no vision at all in the river, and they could, for all T1 knows, be taking the Dragon. Not the case. What he needs to do, as he has been doing, is keep this TF locked in lane. As Faker obviously can join a lot earlier. There it is.
Yeah, there's the Destiny to come on through as Peter does flash for the stand beside me, but there's a Hextech ultimatum there from Doran. He wants to lock them all in place, and now Doctom is trying to get this damage down. Faker is very low as they do kill the Braum, but it's Doctom. Do the feathers work? The answer is no. It's a double kill for Doran, continuing his onslaught here of the road to MSI. And that is going to be another kill. Feats of strength in the blink of an eye here for T1.
Off to a wonderful start.
This is the problem.
That's a kill on Ziggs. That's a kill on the biggest win condition, which I think is that...
Yeah, there is KT going for the engage. Gumayusi does just satchel his way out as the door is put up, and yeah. As Peter will find Carrier moving towards these grubs.
Maybe
he stacks
this time?
up the passive. Crashdown comes in. As if Doctom can get this kill, that'd be a big one, and there it is. The Blade Call to lock that one up. Good news here for KT, but I don't think it's nearly enough to leave them feeling comfortable, as at least they do get some grubs and deny them from T1.
It's a start.
Oh, cute little bouncing bomb, but that is going to be because with the smite, able to lock that one up.
Faker might be looking for it into perfect here. This has been a successful strategy. No.
Hextech ultimatum comes down, know where the perfect can go as the teleport does come in, and perfect looks for the ulti. Doran dashes away, and now T1 realizing that they just have to get out of there as BDD goes into the weeding. He finds the combo. Faker now in a bit of trouble, and BDD on the board. Here on this top side, KT gonna overload, and that's already happened, exactly right. Featherstorm goes down. The answer is there as Doran flashes away. The ulti from Peter is so good though as Doctom flashes out, and Doran is gonna be taken down. Public execution does nothing though, so that should be the end of this fight unless Perfect has found the angle. That race ain't gonna happen.
They do have 4 people, maybe.
Plates are still up.
Plates are still up for, no, I think they
just need to get it into satchel range.
Yeah, but no. There's too many people. Reinforcements right there's the TP coming in, but they will get the turret.
Yeah, turret gonna go down, so that's gonna go over to KT. Is now Doran gonna look to try for it once again, but Carrier goes down first. It is a kill onto the Trundle at the same time as BDD wants to single out Doran. BDD still at full health, does so much damage as Carrier going forward. He has nothing that he can do about this. And KT, they launch themselves into a gold advantage. Okay.
As the mental of KT not quite broken just yet.
Perhaps not. Well,
this might do it.
Maybe curses are real, Chronicle. Maybe it's time to start admitting things that are correct. Is now Perfect in a little bit of trouble. The crash down coming on through there. As Perfect is just going to head towards the death chamber.
Can he heal? Peter's almost there. Not quite in time.
Yeah. Engage Braum. 100%. That's what we're looking for here. Let's see what Peter can get done. As he's going to need to do something. He puts down the door, but he's just thrown back into the team. He's burning as Doran looking for that flank angle, and it looks like KT.
Straight.
Yeah, they're just going to give this one up.
Maybe Cuz tries to steal.
Yeah, he just throws a spear in. That's going to help.
This engage of KT is really good.
It is. The Ambessa looking for a bit of an angle here as well, as Carrier taking a fair bit of damage from BDD.
Perfect.
Yeah, the pullback is working. Perfect has a really good angle as Gumayusi has to flash immediately, and down goes the Trundle with no answer. He was looking to try and go for a sneaky little smite.
I do think that, so I was gonna give Perfect a little bit of a hard time, but I think he got flash from Guma. I wasn't quite sure where the perfect execution went.
No, he got flash out of Guma, and I don't even know whether he pressed the button. I didn't see him press the button.
No, it was kind of hidden.
That's another charge. That is absolutely what we need.
Sorry, T1. I love your draft.
Well, that's a ghost moving forward here from Faker. He finds the gold card, and they press a lot of buttons. Mega Inferno Bomb goes down, but Peter's here to the rescue. They get the flash out of BDD. Peter still moving forward as Doran takes a lot of damage from the turret. The rest of T1 still standing alongside, and it's not going to be anyone in too much trouble, but thwarted is the engagement and flashed out of fear.
Well, this one hits.
Yeah, this one's a dangerous one. It's okay, Faker looking for that gold card. He might be able to find it, but it's not going to save his life, because he even wants to get the kill, but Perfect's going to take that one away. Doran is still strong, but he's actually looking to prove that as Hextech Ultimatum goes down once again. He gets a big old magic shield, but oh my god, BDD making the sickest outplay! Doran is going to survive, but so is BDD!
Guma! 1 second!
Yep, the Mega Inferno Bomb. Where is it going to land? And it doesn't kill BDD. Oh my god! Almost! That was almost the kill with the Comet. It's all about which one's faster.
This play is insane. So obviously delays it the ultimate by a good amount, so he gets close to the turret, then gets the redirect twice.
As the Hextech Ultimatum wears off as well.
Perfect timing. And then, watch this. I want to see his response.
Yeah, as he sees that, he's like, he knows. Yeah, I agree.
So everyone else should have been, and Cuz has ult as well, so I don't know if there's an option here. But in the rotations, you need to be careful, because if you over-rotate or someone goes by themselves with just an ult, like Faker can come in, Doran can hook shot in from 3 screens away.
Oh dear.
Carrier, is this another bait?
Let's just see as he flashes out of the way. Gumayusi now going to get ulted here by BDD, and that is so much damage. There it is, and Doctom just throws out a Q and locks up the Ziggs in a turret, immediately taken in response.
Might be out of con.
Because it also does the other thing, kind of okay.
Camille is truly... Oh, Doran? I guess he's fine. Yeah, so Camille's kind of a... Oh my god, Cuz.
Oh dear. Yeah, Cuz is in a lot of trouble. There's the Magnet Storm. The crash down there is fantastic. He's mitigated a fair bit, but there's a Mega Inferno Bomb. And that is actually... Oh, Faker in a bit of trouble as Doctom. He's just taking every fight that's there for him now.
It's just gone.
It is.
Wait, Guma doesn't even have ult. No, I think this is definitely gone, but can they get out? That's the question, Atlas.
Well, there's a teleport in here from Doran. As... Oh my god, he could... Oh! Okay, Doran. All right, buddy. That is called redemption. And that was pretty cool. Let's have a look at this one more time.
Doran. I want to see, does he... Because he can... If he primes his Q... on this, oh, that's so good. And that's why he has the, oh my. So, just perfect. TP's in, primes his Q so that he has the true damage, which is better than any smite as Koma's like,
yeah, Koma's just like, oh yeah, sure, buddy.
But this is what KT wants, right? You want them to play into you, and oh my god, maybe they can actually just get it. Owner does a flash.
Mega Inferno Bomb comes in, that's a flash out from Peter, is okay. They look for the angle and they find it. BDD is down already. They're gonna try and burn the Baron. Oh god, this is such a disaster, and it's Carrier with a smite from his unsealed spellbook to cut down KT where they stand, and not like this, KT.
But because no.
Yep.
야 바로
Just
5초
find Aurora
와봐
and kill her.
야 2500 하나 둘셋셋셋 야
And they called it. Timed everything here as well.
You're mid-team fight! Why are you taking your hands off the keyboard?
And this is exactly what this composition is really good at, by the way. It is utilizing Baron to destroy everything. Doctom takes 50% of his health bar.
He really gets to play the game, by the way.
Not anymore. As the Blade Caller going to be used, KT realizing that defending this bottom inhibitor just not going to happen. As there's the engage from Doran. They lock him down as BDD this time not able to get out of the Hextech ultimatum, but Doran is still going to fall. Carrier goes in a little late this time. As maybe it's a mullet because the public execution goes in, but still, KT feeling that little bit too far behind.
The TP!
Still, it's going to be a 2-for-1. The flash out there is BDD finding the angle.
They can slow play this!
Yep, he's on a control ward, but still he's biding his time. He can get over that wall as now Faker with a gold card in hand, but he should be taken out. Still the stun going to come through.
Perfect!
So incredibly low. Oh, BDD flashes forward, but Faker goes golden in the nick of time. It's a missed timing for BDD, and the gold card is going to connect.
No!
There's the triple kill. And we saw it. It was almost there as Doctom matters into his own hands, but he's still going to die. And it's a baseball bat of destiny here from Ona that locks down the ace, and the teleport comes in. T1. It is now a date with Humble Life Esports tomorrow night to see whether that ticket is for them to go to Canada for MSI.
Peter's almost up.
All right,
Maybe
maybe
they can
I'm
hold
talking
on.
a little bit too soon. It's just these grand stages and Faker just comes alive. It doesn't matter what his
Oh,
form
Doctom,
is
no!
previous. Doctom gonna get caught. The Featherstorm does get used, and in goes Perfect. He finds it, but still, Cuz is fighting Doran, and that is not one that he can win. He's down to the GA as Faker able to sit here, wait for the gold card, finishes him off. Magnus Storm onto 3. Carrier, he just wants to finish KT, get his mind set on Hanwha Life, as KT will lose Perfect and lose their run. It was almost a miracle, and T1 says no. We're the ones that make those happen. You can wait for the next round of the LCK. We're going to have our shot at MSI.
But the games that T1 won, I think, were so much more dominant. Even game number 1,
Yeah.
which we saw KT take, it was a back and forth. It was a crazy game, and for KT.
And this guy on your screen right here, if you're a T1
Oh!
fan, I think this is where all of your hopes are going to be lying. Is look at Ona. He's like,
what
really,
the
Doran?
hell?
You just died at Krugs and you just brushing it off like that? My goodness. Games.
Yeah, Carrier's start, I think, was rough. As Guma, the zigs towards it, mostly defensive satchels.
And there was no celebration from Faker. He knows the work is not done yet. As Gumayushi fans feeling absolutely fantastic right now. That is a heck of a lot of damage. Of course, Ziggs just generally does. But still, once again, the depression of KT continues in a really difficult time here.
I don't think it should. I think they had a run that was so much. This team was what, 0-6, 0-7?
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, there was, if anyone doesn't vote for Doran here, they weren't watching. So now we get to know who gets votes and doesn't watch.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Dear for the post-match interview translation. We're here joined by T1, who just got a 3-1 victory and will move up to the final round of Road to MSI. Please welcome Doran, Owner, Baker, Gumayushi, Keria, and Coach Goma. Let's talk to Doran. You're able to get a 3-1 victory against KT. How do you feel? Lately, KT roster had such a good momentum, and I thought I'd really have to try hard today. I have to play well. And, I was able to also get a POM. I think I had such a fun time today. Yeah, you were able to get a POM on such a big stage. And that was a unanimous one as well. Analysts, the commentators, they all voted you. So in today's match, what mindset did you play with? I just really had no space to back out today, so I had to really spend everything. I had to put everything into preparing and playing my heart out today. And in Game 3, you faced Yorick with your Renekton. And your Renekton has so much presence, so how prepared were you to counter Yorick? Renekton has some strengths against York, and I was able to counterpick and have a great result, and I'm pretty satisfied with that. And your performance was incredible today. And in Game 4, when you had absolutely no vision at all, you stole Otacon. So how is this possible? I feel like the heaven was on my side today. God was on my side. And in the final round, you will face Hana Life Esports. What mindset will you have into that match? This is the last match, and I get to face my former team, and I'm just going to forget about my affection towards my former teammates. I am going to be brutal and relentless. And let's move on to Owner. Congratulations, Owner. You have advanced to the final round. How do you feel? No, we lost Game 1, but being able to win the rest of the series makes me so happy. And in Game 2, your Nocturne was on point. And with that victory, you have a cumulative 23 win, 4 loss record, 85% win rate. How is this real? No, I think our team has a really good understanding of how to utilize Nocturne very well, so I think that's what the win rate comes from. And today, our team had such good synergy. But Owner, you're looking so solid today. How are you able to maintain such form? I try to motivate myself to continue playing well, and I feel like today, it actually does reflect really well. I just try my best, and I just try to keep up with it. And against Huddle Life Esports, the final round, what are your score predictions? Today was an unfortunate 3-1. And we've been beaten up by Hana Life Esports, and I really want my revenge. So, honestly, I think I'd like to throw a good 3-0 punch. And what is your mindset for the final round? With the final round remaining against Hana Life Esports, I want to go ahead and deliver a fun and exciting and entertaining match for all the fans. And let's move on to Baker. As expected, T1 stands strong on big stages. What was the key to defeating KT today? I think we had a really good chemistry as a team to trade and team fight well against KT. And in Game 3, you picked Azir against Talia. And Talia actually has the upper hand in terms of the matchup win rate, but you were able to show your Azir. In the Azir game, I had a lot of mistakes, but we were able to recover because my teammates were able to play well. And in Game 4, we got your blind pick, Twisted Fate. And you actually haven't picked him since 2022 summer, so what made you go with TF? Today, Noran, if he was able to really back me up, I knew that I would be able to go full out with TF, so I went with TF in the end. So I think the influence is from other regions playing and TF being in a meta currently. And you have one step away. You are one step away from MSI. For T1's 8th MSI appearance, what mindset do you have? Today's match was important, but tomorrow's match will be even more crucial. So I'll try to have the best performance as possible. Kumeyoshi, congratulations. Thank you. How do you feel advancing to the final round? I came to the stage thinking that we can win, but tomorrow's win will be more important, so I will try my best to win. And you even shine even brighter on bigger stages. In Game 3, we saw your Lucian hit 1,402 DPM. Do you normally do that? You know, yeah, occasionally. No, this is actually the first time. And you have hit 1,300 DPM before, and today was over 1,400.
일단 좀 더 라인전이나 그런 부분에서
So how was this possible? I think I was able to take the lead in the laning phase. So tomorrow, I think I'll have to focus on the laning phase as well.
픽이었는지 좀 궁금합니다.
일단 직스 같은 경우에는 저희 팀이
And I want to hear about your Ziggs pick.
조합
You know,
다 보고
previously we have utilized the Ziggs pick before.
조합을 좀
So I think in Game 4, we were able to pick him as our last pick out of all the options that we had. And any word to Hana Life Esports?
좀 사적인 이야기는 하지만 어제
You know, it's pretty personal, but
동안 MSI 나갔었는데
we had
이기길 바라긴 했거든요, 하나가.
attended MSI 3 years in a row with Zeus. But I think we'll just have to punish them tomorrow and we'll head over to MSI without him.
캐리아 선수와 이야기 나눠보겠습니다.
Let's move on to Keria.
계시는데요. 네,
Looks like you have a big smile on your face. How do you feel advancing to the final round? You know, preparing for today's match, I knew that we would be able to win. And I think we had a good result. I'm feeling great. And you had such a great bard game yet again today. What is it about your bard that allows you to perform so well?
일단 옛날에 바드가 옛날부터 자신감이 있긴
Is there a reason you picked him in game 2?
그냥 뭐
You know, I was pretty confident with Bard as always, but after I got a skin with him, I think
큰것 같습니다.
it just feels like my baby, and I feel like I could do even better with my skin. And your Baron Seal. In the mic check, you're counting down, and we're having such a great time. Did you expect to win after that Baron Seal?
좀 실수를 했어가지고 이제
No, because of the early mistakes.
이제 바론 스틸하고 나서는 이제
I was a little disappointed, but
그래도
being able to pull off that Baron Seal feels great. How did Ono react to this? I don't think he really had anything to say.
막 그랬던 거 저한테 뭐라 했던 것 같아요.
I think he just nagged at me regarding, you know, my spell checks.
사실 봉풀주가
And what is your secret to using Unsealed Spellbook so well?
좋아가지고 그냥 상황에 맞게
You know, Unsealed Spellbook is really good and it's very situational, but if you're able to utilize it to the max,
엄청난 스틸을 보여주셨습니다. 캐리아 선수의 앞으로의 목표와
Unsealed Spellbook is actually incredibly good, so I think that's just what really allows me and enables me.
나가고 싶고
And let's hear your goal and mindset for MSI. I really want to go to MSI.
옛날에 저희가 월드 우승했을 때
And
8강 했던
the stage here,
이제 또
you know, this is where we were able to advance from quarterfinals and semifinals at Worlds previously. So I think we feel really good playing on this stage. So I hope that we are able to relive those memories and advance to MSI. And let's talk to Coach Goma. With that victory, you're a step closer to Canada. What were you most happy about today's match? You know, the entire team, their form is upgraded lately, and I believe that we were able to win. I was struggling watching them. I was not worried. You will play Hana Life Esports for the second seed spot on the line. With not much time left, what will you focus on? Now, up until this point, we had prepared so much, and our form has leveled up and upgraded. So I believe that as long as we are able to play out the way we normally do, we will be able to win. Just one match left for MSI. What would you like to say to the fans? Now, in terms of our players, I believe that they shine even brighter on bigger stage. And I think we're able to showcase that today.
T1의 승리를
And
바라고 있는
I'm looking forward
팬분들께 최종전을
T1,
향한
our
각오 한
team,
말씀 마지막으로
players
부탁드리겠습니다.
shining tomorrow as well. We want to make sure to win tomorrow to make sure that we see all of our
네,
fans
이렇게
beaming and
감독님과도 이야기
smiling.
나눠봤습니다. 2025 LCK 로드투 MSI 최종전에 진출한 T1
That was
선수분들 그리고 감독님께
Coach Koma.
다시 한번 큰 박수 부탁드립니다.
Once again, please give it up for the T1 players and the coaching staff.
최종전에서도 좋은 모습 보여주시길
That concludes
기대하겠습니다. 인터뷰
the
고맙습니다.
interview
승리
with the
축하드립니다.
T1 crew. Passing it back to the analyst desk. Thank you.